Mind control is a concept that suggests the human mind can be altered or controlled by certain psychological techniques. This is a dangerous concept, mainly because the person on the receiving end, more often than not, isn't aware that they are being subjected to mind control and instead believes that their thoughts and behaviours are autonomous. The power of the media and government in shaping public opinion has long been a topic of debate and scrutiny. In this video, we will delve into the intricate ways in which both entities psychologically influence the masses, ensuring conformity and control. By exploring 8 influential methods, we will break down these mind control techniques and expose the unseen mechanisms that persuade and shape our thoughts and beliefs. Environmental control. Environmental control encompasses the strategic manipulation of physical surroundings to influence people's behaviors and thoughts. By carefully crafting the surroundings in which news is presented, both the media and the government can control the masses. For instance, the use of specific lighting, sound effects, and visual stimuli during political speeches can evoke emotional responses in audiences, leading them to think in a desired manner. They create isolation from alternative information that goes against their agenda, which creates a tunnel vision in people. Outside information that may oppose their agenda is harder to find, while any information that agrees with theirs is easily accessible. With this method, you are more likely to have a predictable mindset if what is being exposed to you has been pre-planned. Popular conveyors. Expanding on the concept of celebrity endorsements, popular conveyors involve the use of influential figures to sway public opinion. Media outlets and governments often enlist celebrities, intellectuals, or experts to advocate for their ideologies, products, or policies. These models are handpicked as they can be controlled and made to say what they are told. As people tend to idolize and relate to these figures, their words and actions hold significant persuasive power. It doesn't matter whether the masses actually agree or not with whatever is being pushed. They will still follow because their favorite icon is promoting it, hence why they are called influencers. They influence the minds of those who follow them. Albert Bandura's social learning theory proposes that learning occurs through observation, imitation, and modeling, and is influenced by factors such as attention, motivation, attitudes, and emotions. The theory accounts for the interaction of environmental and cognitive elements that affect how people learn. The theory suggests that learning occurs because people observe the consequences of other people's behaviors. People observe behavior either directly through social interactions with others or indirectly by observing behaviors through the media. Actions that are rewarded are more likely to be imitated, while those that are punished are avoided. Behaviors that are displayed by more influential figures are more likely to be imitated, which explains the use of popular conveyors in presenting ideas to the public. Think about designer brands or food franchises that constantly use celebrities to promote their brands. They use them because of their influence, which will bring in more consumers. Sometimes you have to question if your thoughts and behaviors are really yours or if they were copied from those of influence. Constant exposure. The media and government employ constant exposure techniques to ensure the repetitive dissemination of specific ideas or narratives. Through news broadcasts, articles, advertisements, and social media, the masses are frequently exposed to specific messages that gradually shape their beliefs. The recurring information is eventually taken in by the subconscious, which over time can change the behavioral patterns and beliefs of people as their subconscious minds are subject to being rewired. Repetition increases familiarity, leading people to adopt certain ideas without questioning their validity. It is like the song that constantly gets played on the radio, in supermarkets, or in shopping centers. Over time, the song gets stuck in our heads and we end up humming or singing along to it, despite whether we like it or not. This is a proven psychological method that is used to change people's thinking patterns towards a targeted idea. For example, constantly exposing people to a disease and suggesting that it is more deadly than it actually is. By constantly displaying this information, people will eventually start to believe this idea if they haven't done their own research into the topic. Us versus them. One effective way of fostering conformity and control is through the creation of an us versus them mentality. By demonizing certain groups or individuals, the media and government can generate a sense of threat or enemy, promoting a united front among the masses. This tactic not only instills fear, but also fosters a sense of loyalty and the belief that conformity to the accepted narrative is essential for protection. By demonizing perceived enemies or outsiders while glorifying us, they evoke emotions of fear, patriotism, and solidarity, prompting individuals to support predetermined agendas. They will create the narrative that they are fighting against evil entities, and people should be on their side as they are doing this for them. By doing this, it makes the masses believe that the group with the power is on their side, meaning they are more likely to put their trust in them and become more obedient to their authority. Choice illusion. Another method of psychological influence is the illusion of choice presented to the masses. While seemingly offering different options, the media and government carefully control narratives, limiting real diversity of thought. Manufacturing the perception of a wide range of options can lead individuals to believe they have agency and freedom of choice. However, the media and government, through controlled narratives, limit the available alternatives, essentially controlling the direction of public discourse and decision-making. By cleverly manipulating this illusion, they ensure that the options presented align with their objectives while subtly discouraging dissenting viewpoints. For example, giving someone the option of having smart water versus a bottle of Coke if they were thirsty seems like you would be giving them the option of a healthy drink, the smart water, versus a less healthy drink, the Coke. However, both of these drinks are owned by the same corporation, with none of them being healthy, although on the surface it gives that illusion. This method is used in pretty much all aspects of society, including food, religion, politics, sports, media, music, and fashion. The purpose is to have control, so no matter what choice is made, it still serves the group with power as they control all of the choices involved. Dispensing of existence. Creating or withholding information is a powerful tool in the hands of those who seek to control the masses. By controlling what is reported, what is omitted, and how information is framed, the media and government control the perception of reality. This selective dispensing of existence shapes public opinion by shaping what individuals know and believe about the world. Those who oppose the group with power in terms of their ideas, beliefs, or systems are punished and casted out, then made to be forgotten about. This then implants a sense of fear in people, as they are more likely to refrain from doing the same thing as they don't want to receive the same punishments, creating obedience. For example, anyone who promoted the idea that COVID was not real was silenced, or their messages, that is, videos, would be removed from social media. Conspiracy theorists in general often get silenced or muted out when promoting their ideas that potentially expose any type of agenda that those with power are pushing. Even when you look at the word conspiracy, it means to plan to do something unlawful or harmful. However, conspiracy theorists are just exposing a believed truth. So is this really a harmful or unlawful act? Or is it just harmful to the establishment's agenda? Positive and negative reinforcement. Positive reinforcement refers to the introduction of desirable or pleasant stimuli after the performance of a behavior. This reward can be used to further encourage that behavior or change a pre-existing one. Negative reinforcement occurs when an unpleasant stimulus is removed after a behavior is displayed in order to increase the chance of that behavior being repeated. The concept of positive and negative reinforcement is associated with the work of behaviorist psychologist Boris Skinner. As part of his work during the 1930s and 1940s, Skinner considered ways in which behavior could be changed by treating someone differently based on what they did. This theory is known as operant conditioning. Numerous studies have shown that positive and negative reinforcement do indeed work. The technique of positive reinforcement is also widely practiced in both research and everyday life. For example, dog trainers often provide treats to their dogs as a way of encouraging the behaviors they want to see, an example of positive reinforcement. Similarly, parents and teachers have found that positive and negative reinforcement can be extremely strong as a method of training children to behave appropriately. We see this method used almost every day in society, which is the rewarding or punishing of certain behaviors, thoughts, or expressions. This can play a significant role in manipulating public opinion. Positive reinforcement techniques such as praise, social validation, or financial incentives are used to encourage conformity to desired norms. Simultaneously, negative reinforcement techniques such as public shaming, marginalization, or economic consequences discourage dissenting opinions. This is one of the easiest methods to shape human behavior, as humans naturally want to be rewarded and hate being punished, so giving incentives for certain behaviors will quickly force people into behaviors that comply with the group in power's motives. Confusion. The deliberate creation of confusion is an effective psychological manipulation strategy that the media and government employ to control the masses. By presenting conflicting narratives, contradictory information, or emotionally charged debates, uncertainty prevails. When individuals are unsure of what to believe, they are more inclined to adopt the prevailing dominant narrative or simply disengage from critical thinking altogether. When there is a lack of clarity in the mind, a person will keep on wondering and preoccupied with the topic at hand, putting some truths in areas that are supposed to be fictional and putting lies in areas that are supposed to be non-fictional keeps people confused about what is the truth and what is the lie. While people are still trying to figure out the truth, they will still continue to give their energy and keep their minds on whatever is being shown to them. This is why the quote goes, "In clarity, there is truth." Because when you have clarity over something, you no longer need to worry or think about it. It is like math. If you know 1 + 1 is 2, you no longer need to think about that question because you have come to an absolute truth about it. Or completing a level in a video game. Once you have completed that level, you no longer worry about it because it is finished and you have full clarity. It is only the levels you can't complete that you have to think of ways to do so and will constantly keep going over and thinking about. Only topics you haven't gained clarity about will you constantly think about, that is, ideas put out in society that you are not 100% sure about. This lack of clarity and confusion is what keeps people constantly thinking about what those in control want them to, and this constant thinking about these topics means they are giving their energy to it, which is the aim of those in power. The media and government continuously employ various methods to psychologically influence the masses, eroding independent thought and promoting conformity. Understanding the intricacies of these 8 techniques is crucial to developing a critical mindset that challenges the manipulation of public opinion. By acknowledging these influences, individuals can strive for independent thinking and engage in informed decision-making, contributing to a more free-thinking and autonomous society. Having people do more independent research as opposed to just believing anything they are shown by the media.